Phoenix here for the Champions League semi-finals. The most important spoilers of the season. And of course, my team happens to be in it. Now, I immediately want to say something to disapprove a rumor that's been going around. There's this rumor going around that the Phoenix, Robin Hood himself, when it comes to his own team, he's being too emotional. They're saying that, you cannot correctly spoil or analyze a game when your own team is involved because you're being biased. They couldn't be further from the truth. I've had no problem going against Inter in the past. I've had no problem whatsoever. None. So I just want to put that out immediately. Anyways, in total, I almost broke my record for the most amount of time analyzed per match. I didn't, unfortunately, for those who want to know. I spent, on average, on each Champions League tie, 6 hours and 36 minutes per game. The record still stands from the Euro 2020 or 2024 final, which stands at 7 hours and 21 minutes. So that record is still there. But of course, a lot of time has been put into these matches. We'll spoil the Europa League matches as well at the end, but we'll be starting with this one at the Emirates. Now, these two teams have played against each other, and I've seen Arsenal fans already, obviously in the league phase, looking at that game and taking a lot from that game. I wouldn't. Both teams, but especially PSG, are a completely different team. When I immediately look at this, the first thing that stands out to me is the absence of She Said No, Thomas Partey. It's a big, big loss for Arsenal. Whether Arsenal fans want to admit it or not, Thomas Partey has been your best midfielder this season. He's been better than Declan Rice, but he scores 2 free kicks. No, nonsense. He's suspended, which means Declan Rice has to play as a number 6. Well, if you really watch, you know Rice cannot play 6. He cannot receive the ball with his back to goal. He cannot play forward. He cannot play that position. Not against a team like PSG. And with Jorginho also being out, because if Jorginho was fit, I'd have played Jorginho there and Rice in the box to box. He likes going forward with the ball, running with the ball. In number 6, he cannot do that. So I do expect PSG to win the midfield battle, because also Martin Odegaard. Now, he's completely out of form. He can't even hack it against the small teams at the moment. What do you expect on a day like today? Where do you think Odegaard's going to be? You think he's going to turn up in a game like this? The biggest game of Martin Odegaard's career, when he's notoriously a small game player. I mean, if it's home Sheffield United, I can maybe be like, okay, maybe this is the game where Odegaard can bounce back. He ain't bouncing back in this game. And with that in mind, most of the creative burden for Arsenal will fall, as always, on Bukayo Saka, as will the goal scoring, because you look at the other two. Yeah, Trossard is in a purple patch, but he's still Trossard. Martinelli, terrible player. Oh, but he scored at the Bernabeu. Oh, when Real Madrid push everybody forward, then you caught him on the counter attack. Come on, man. Come on. Obviously, defensively is Arsenal's best strength. I'm gonna spoil it immediately. PSG will go through over 2 legs, but they will not win tonight. Tonight it will be 1-1. What I'm most fascinated in this game about is the 4 fullbacks. I think those 4 fullbacks are 4 of the very best in the world. The difference with PSG's fullbacks, though, compared to Arsenal's, is as good as Arsenal's are, and they may be better defensively. The 2 PSG fullbacks, as Aston Villa know, they're going to push. They're not scared to get in the box. When they get in the box, they're also the best 2 finishers when it comes to fullbacks in world football. I'd back them. And I think once they push and they force Martinelli and Saka back, and they provide support to Doué and Kvara, that's going to be problematic. PSG will be the better team even tonight. You'll see there's a clear discrepancy, especially with Thomas Partey missing. I think Arsenal will look better in the second leg away from home. But PSG at the Parc des Princes will have too much for them. And if you compare the two attackers, the two attacking lineups between these two teams, there's just simply too much depth in PSG's one compared to Arsenal's. Like I said, Arsenal's will fall completely on Saka. PSG, it can be spread around. If Doué's having an off game, what about Kvara Dembele? If Kvara's having an off game, Saka has to have a monstrous game for Arsenal to emerge victorious, not just tonight, but also over both legs. PSG, the one weakness they have is Marquinhos, if Arsenal can target him. But again, I look at this side, I don't see any problems. They can't cause some problems. A lot of talk about the two goalkeepers as well. Donnarumma, for me, at the moment, is in probably top 3 best goalkeepers in world football. Raya, watch out. I think Raya will make a big mistake tonight. I've been sniffing problems between Raya and Saliba. We've seen issues there. Raya will make a mistake, Dembele will score, and then Arsenal will equalize via 72nd minute via Saliba set pieces. Set pieces are key for Arsenal. They can cause them problems there. PSG conceded one to Nice. For my combined 11 between the two teams here, as you can see, I went Donnarumma in goal. I picked the two PSG fullbacks and Pacho. Saliba got in. I put Rice in there next to Vitinha and Neves, not to disrespect Fabian Ruiz, even though Rice isn't playing in that position. I put Saka, then Dembele, Kvara. Only 3 Arsenal players get in the combined 11. There's a clear discrepancy here, and it will be shown over 2 legs. PSG to go through. Weather also very good. No chance of precipitation. I'm sure the Emirates turf will be fantastic. Then, of course, I cannot wait, man. I absolutely cannot wait for this game. Immediate Keating, Clement Turpin, best referee in the business. I trust him. We know, generally speaking, Barca will have the referees on their side, but I fully trust Clement Turpin. I think he will call this game exactly as it should be called. A lot of talk about, of course, Inter's form, especially with Marcus Thuram probably not starting. I say probably, there is a chance he will. He'll be on the bench. Pavard is, of course, out. Balde shouldn't recover for Barca either. Lewandowski missing as well. Key players for both teams. But, of course, a lot of talk about this. Since Marcus Thuram got injured, Inter haven't scored a single goal. And a lot of talk and Barcelona feeling bullish and, oh, we're going to run over Inter and this and that. I'm so proud of this because after the analysis, when it came out that Inter will go through over 2 legs, yes, the Champions League final will be PSG versus Inter. You see, this lineup is wrong, by the way. Augusto will be playing left wing back. Bissek will go in right centre back. I would like, if Thuram isn't fit, I would like Fratesi to start next to Lautaro. But what people and Barca fans don't understand is, if you were to devise and pit any team in world football that can cause Barcelona the most problems, it would be Inter. I'm not saying Barca cannot cause us problems, but Barca have struggled in the games this season against the likes of Leganes, for example, who play 5 at the back. They've struggled against teams like Betis, Rayo Vallecano. Teams that can play out under pressure and are comfortable on the ball. That's exactly what we have. The formation Dortmund played against Barcelona that caused them so many problems and gave them their only defeat in 2025. We are basically Dortmund on steroids. You ain't gonna know what's gonna hit you over these 2 legs. We have strikers that can hold up the ball, and Barcelona centre-backs don't like engaging in physical duels. Ask Bayern fans. Kim Min-jae is still trying to search for Lautaro. Lautaro may be short, but he's very, very strong. And you should know Barca fans, because he loves playing away Barcelona. It's a different setting, but he's going to have score in there. But what we're going to do is, we're going to double up on their 2 wingers, like Leganes were doing on Rafinha Yamal. And when you double up on them, they struggle. Lamine Yamal, fantastic. But you put 2 on him, That's where you can suffocate him. Rafinha's out of form. I'm not even concerned about Rafinha in any way. He's completely gone off the rails. The Ballon d'Or, potential Ballon d'Or winner, I'm not concerned whatsoever. Ferran Torres, I'm not concerned either. There is, of course, the inevitable duel between Barella and Pedri. Pedri, I've put him number 1 at the moment. Yeah, of course. He concerns me. He concerns me big time, as does Yamal. But the one player I'm most concerned about is Dani Olmo. Because Dani Olmo is going to get into positions where we're not going to pick him up. Çalhanoğlu, he's not a natural defensive midfielder. Does he want to go pick him up? Should it be Acerbi? So there's going to be confusion there. And that I am concerned about. This is exactly how this game is going to go. We're going to come out and we're going to score inside the opening 10 minutes. We're going to stun them immediately via Denzel Dumfries. This is a huge key matchup for Inter. I love this matchup. Dumfries should obliterate Martin. Will score in the opening 10 minutes. Unfortunately, though, Barcelona will equalize via Dani Olmo. And they'll even go 2-1 ahead. They'll go 2-1 ahead. It'll be a very lucky goal for Ferran Torres. The ball will hit him and it goes in. But then Inter will score via Lautaro Martinez to equalize. Circa minute 75. It will finish 2-2 away, which will be a very good result for us. Then we'll take it in the second leg, and I'm telling you right now, we'll play them off the pitch at the San Siro. It'll be either we'll win by 2. It'll be like exactly like in 2010. It'll be either 2-0 or 3-1. Stylistically, it's too advantageous for Inter. Too advantageous. I put the combined 11 here. I went Sommer in goal. Koundé, Inigo, Bastoni, my centre backs. Balde, when he comes back, he comes back. I don't want to see DiMarco anywhere near the starting 11. Because if DiMarco starts, everything I've said goes out of the window. Yamal will tear him apart. Augusto has to start, and him and Bastoni can double up on him, just like we done on Olise. And we completely shut off Olise. Sure, Yamal is better, but let's not act like Olise is some kind of scrub. In midfield, I went with Çalhanoğlu, Barella, and Pedri. I think Frenkie de Jong, we can target him. He's a great player, but we've seen what Real Madrid done to him in the second leg. You can suffocate him. And the front three is Yamal, Rafinha, Lautaro. You could say to run for ahead of Rafinha, but of course he's not fully fit, so we put Rafinha in there. As you can see, it's a very close duel in the combined 11. Barcelona just edged this one out, which means the Champions League final in Munich will be PSG versus Inter. Feeling very, very confident about this. Mostly excited for next week when Barca going to come away. I cannot wait. These next 2 weeks, it's going to be, still has been probably the best time of my life, 2010. And I'm about to revisit it all over by eliminating Barcelona in the semi-finals. I cannot wait. Europa League quick spoilers. Manchester United will not score a single goal. Where's the goal coming from over 2 legs? There's such a discrepancy between the two teams. United fans say, because you beat Lyon with 10 men, you think you'll go against Bilbao. There's such a discrepancy between Bilbao and Lyon. Incredible discrepancy. Bilbao will obliterate United. No goals conceded. 1-0 home leg, 2-0 away leg at Old Trafford, just like they done in 2012 against them. Spurs Bodo Glimt, believe it or not, the toughest out of these 4 matches that I've talked about to analyze. Spurs got to win by 3 on Thursday. And I think they will, to have a chance of going through. I think Spurs will win. I think they'll win 4-1. That's their only hope. Away, I think they will lose 2-0. But they'll go through on aggregate. They have to win by 3 or more. 2 will not be enough. 3 or more. And I think they'll do it on Thursday, which means it'll be Bilbao Spurs final. And then, of course, Bilbao will win it, just like I told you, before a ball was even kicked in the Europa League. A quick one on this. It'll be Chelsea versus Betis, I believe, the conference final. I cannot wait for this week. I'll catch you guys tonight, of course, in the Arsenal PSG live stream. And then, of course, tomorrow for my team, FC Internazionale against Barcelona. We're going to Munich.